and beyond. Heat.a1fm.com and iHeartStation.
Nancy, Smokehouse. It's the urban heat. Shout out to Coach Live.
Coach LA, it's time to listen to conversations that's gonna keep you winning. Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on the urban heat, just calling. Conversations with Coach La 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 La. Conversations with Coach La 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 La. If you got something on your mind, you can call in, you can hit a line. She the realest, ooh, she the realest. You can tap in, loud, or get a business to empower you so that you can do every and anything that you want to. Kicking in with Coach LA, it's time to listen to conversations that's gonna keep you winning. Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on the urban heat, just calling. Conversations with Coach La 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 La. Coach La 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 La.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Coach La La La. Your favorite around the way therapist has made it into the building on this rainy night in Boston. So shout out to all the listeners that are tuning in from iHeartRadio to Instagram to Facebook to LinkedIn, YouTube. We see everybody. I see y'all clocking in, so I appreciate y'all for being here for another dynamic episode. I see y'all clocking in on the chat. The chat is going to be hot and spicy tonight. No pun intended, but pun intended. So you guys know that I am a busy. Your round-the-way therapist was definitely outside. I want to give a big shout out to Wonder and Shonda of the Awareness Project Network. They did their 4th annual Mental Health Awareness Brunch at the Bruce Bowling Building, which was a super success. They got a certification. I probably said that wrong. It's not a certification. They called it something else. Why can't I think of it? But they got recognized for doing great work in the neighborhood. Citation. Thank you. It's called Citation. I know it began with a C, y'all. So they got a citation. They definitely didn't expect that. Was super proud of them. I got a chance to do some of my poetry. Shout out to Tony Rolls, all of the vendors. It was just a beautiful showcase of collaboration and love. Then I want to give a big happy birthday to my radio brother, Dita Weeda. His birthday was Friday, if my mind serves me correctly. But tonight, his party is going down tonight at the Carver, and he has Mr. Cheeks, and this is Zodiac party. This is his second annual Zodiac party. So I will be leaving the show promptly to go and celebrate with him tonight. So hopefully if you still haven't got a ticket, you can. From what I hear, you can get him at the door until it is at capacity. So all I know is it better not be too many people there where I can't get in. That's all I know. Okay. That's all I know. So tonight's conversation is going to be something that's long overdue, because some of y'all logged in a week or so ago and, we couldn't get on there because this lovely lady wasn't feeling well. But we're talking about the reintroduction, especially of Black women in media, and the public pressure of owning your own voice. So I know that my sister is very outspoken. She is not afraid of stirring the pot, making the seat hot, but she's also all about community. She also is the founder of the first female-led media, I would say, platform, center. It is just all the things, right? So she is the first person to do that. And I remember watching her journey of her vision, her crowdfunding journey, being in the same building I'm in now, talking about how difficult it is, how sometimes it's hard and she's wondering why she should, the public criticism, and people want to talk a lot of trash, but they don't do the work that's necessary to do what she's done. So I'm excited about having her here because I think sometimes we're misunderstood as outspoken Black women. And it's hard. It's not easy being us, honey. We make it look good, but at times, it can be really challenging. So I wanted to bring her on the virtual couch because I think sometimes we need to, one, have check-ins with each other, but two, we need to give y'all the real on this entrepreneurship journey, because some people glamorize it and romanticize it, and it is not for the faint of heart. So I want to bring my sister, Miss Danielle HotSauce Johnson. She is the founder of SparkFM online. She's a mom. She's an entrepreneur. Some people may remember her from Henny and Hot Wings. You may remember her from also being on Big City. So this sister is no novice to the media platform. And one of the things she said recently is that she's in journalism. And I think that's a big distinction than just being in social media, right? Or just being on the radio. She's a journalist. So she is big on telling the news, calling out the call outs, and calling them in too. So without further ado, I want to bring her onto the virtual couch. What's up, Miss Hot Sauce? Hi, wait a minute. I got you on the wrong mic now.
Check, baby.
Mic check, 1, 2. Yes, there you go.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
What's going on, girl?
I'm here.
You made it. You feel better now?
I do. I think that I had somewhat of a string of Ebola.
Oh, no.
Because it lasted for like 14 days.
Yikes.
And I think I still have some residual. So it's like a long cold.
Oh, no.
A long, terrible cold. But I'm back.
Yes.
I'm back, honey.
And I saw you give a shout out to your team holding it down. They stepped in and they were doing their thing.
Yes. There was no me, so it had to be them.
Yes.
So big shout outs for them for holding it down in every aspect.
Yes, every aspect.
Yes.
So I have watched your journey, admired you from afar. We have crossed paths in many of events.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was your host and you were on a panel, or I was just there, witnessing you do your thing. She's also a dynamic host as well. If you've ever seen her, like, she truly is spicy, very entertaining, very entertaining, but she's about her business. She's a very educated woman who doesn't have a problem with having those difficult conversations. And sometimes that's put you in some hot sauce.
Some hot sauce.
Some hot sauce.
Some hot sauce.
So what do you want the people, especially the people who are not familiar with you and what you do and who you are, and even those that are, something that they may be surprised to know? Who is Danielle Hot Sauce Johnson?
I feel like these days, I'm turning into like a soft lover girl, but I still have I still have a lot of spice still. Like I still am a thug life for life.
Wait, a soft lover girl.
Let
me find out. You got a love interest.
No, I don't. I do. I have many of them.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Okay.
Coach Law, you might have to therapize me and figure out what I want to be, because I feel like I don't want to be, single anymore. I feel like I want to be, You
want to be locked down?
I do. I want to go inside.
You want a boo?
I want a boo.
I'm with you.
I don't know and then it depends on the day too.
I agree. And that's why I was excited, because there's moments I'm like, I just really want to just be loved up on, and I want a person.
Yeah.
And then there's other times that I'm like, no,
I don't have time for that.
I don't want to be bothered.
After you reach a certain age, you're like, you know what? I don't have the actual time. I don't have it. So, but we'll figure it out.
But I think we actually have it figured out. I think what that to me is called, we want interdependence, right? We want to be connected. We don't want to be dependent, and we don't want to be codependent.
Yeah.
We just want to be connected.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want to be consumed.
Want a homie.
Yeah.
A personal homie.
Because some relationships feel like they're so heavy and consuming.
And some of them, yes, and distracting and stuff. And I don't need to be distracted. I need to be focused.
And see, as a licensed therapist, it's even more complicated. Like you have the public image and being this, dynamic powerhouse in the city. Like no one can just date you and not be about their business. Like you can't bring them outside and then
they don't got nothing.
And they ain't right.
Yeah.
Folks gonna be like, oh, I know that's Hot Sauce person.
That's what you.
So I think they'd be scared of being like labeled like that's Coach Law.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they want that.
Because it comes with some heavy responsibility.
It does.
And they got to understand that. And these days, well, we're not going to girl.
Well, no, we are gonna go there because this is
Okay.
supposed to be a spicy show. I do think that even if we wanted to be in private, it could only be in private for so long.
Yeah, it would have
And
to be. Yeah,
I'm still navigating. I can't really be your secret
yeah,
because I'm outside.
yeah.
So if I bring you out, then I can't do no PDA. We got to act like we're not really together. And what's the fun in that?
And then you still got to make sure that you touch base so that they know that you're still locked in. So it's a mind cluster F that, you know.
It is.
We're going to have to
we
figure
just jump.
this
But
out.
listen, we jumped so right into the dating thing, but we're going to reel it back, right?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
So HotSauce is turned into a lover girl. You started it by saying that.
I know I did because you
did.
said that you wanted something that people don't know. And I think I have an outward perception that, you know,
that you're
I'm
a hard
single.
ass.
Yeah, I'm a hard ass single for life. I don't have time for it.
I don't need a man.
Yeah, I do though. I do. I need that zaddy.
We be wanting love too. But you know, so here's the thing that I want to talk about beyond that, right? Is just how do we as women in media collaborate more than compete? Because I think that's such the biggest one, right? Even having you come on here, we on 2 different radio stations and you coming and what's that? Like, I'm all about collaboration. I understand that there can be multiple restaurants and multiple clothing stores, and that doesn't take away from us collaborating. But what's your thoughts on competition and collaboration?
Competition and collaboration. So that's such an interesting question because in this field, we know that, let's take radio. Radios are always in kind of competition with each other for ratings, for programming, for talent and things like that. And I think that's just the nature of the game. But I think that it needs to be more intentional with women in media to connect with each other a lot more than what we're doing. I think part of that is the fact that I don't know how much attention everyone pays to each other. I know that as soon as another radio girl or somebody hits the scene, I'm all up in her business. Like, what is she doing? Who is she? How do I, become friends with her? Like different things like that. So for me, it's never, ever about competition. It's more so like, ooh, what kind of talent do they have? Mm-hmm. Like, who are they? Sometimes it's even, what can I borrow from them that I might need for myself? Mm-hmm. So I don't know how to collaborate other than, just in general doing the things that we're doing right now, inviting women onto the platforms, lunch, things like that. And I know for us, like you've come over when we were around the corner, like,
and just hung out.
Like what was it? I think it was for the first of the year. The first of the year. New Year's. You came in, you was over here, but you came and rocked out with us at the same time. And I think when other women see that type of collaboration, it makes it okay for them to try it too. Yeah. I think they're always looking for people who are going to open the door and show that it can be done before people take the initiative. So I like this type of vibe. I think it's organic and good. And
I think you've always had that vibe. Now, I know that that's not all the ways the case between us because of women in general, because you hear, this new term, which I never heard before. I'm a girl's girl.
A girl's girl. Oh my God. That's been my thing. That's been my plight these days.
Right. But I never heard that until like the last few years about being a girl's girl.
It's one of these new trending things that are going on right now. One of these new phrases that they have. And I was on I was doing a woman in media podcast the other day. And like we were talking about that same thing, being a girl's girl. And I think in general, you can tell a girl's girl from a girl's girl, like people that are willing to collaborate, people that want to kind of hang out and support each other and stuff like that, versus there's some girls you just see all the time but you never really talk to, you never really
so basically it's the opposite of a mean girl that's clicky.
Yeah, exactly.
Clicky. So I'm definitely must be a girl's girl. So shout out to my sister.
You're definitely a girl's girl.
Shout out to my sister in the comments, Mina Shea Style Journey. I see you, sis. Also Sean Jordan. Hey, honey, I see you too. Thank you for tuning in. And DL's on the
Hi, DL
is on there too. So she said to me, you're just so friendly.
Yeah.
So we were at District 7, shout out to District 7,
Mhm.
and people were walking in and I'm just like, hey, how you doing?
Mhm.
And my sister was like, I just sat there laughing because our parents used to tell a story about me being a little girl. And I was like that as a little girl.
Always just friendly.
Hi, what's your name? My name's Lakeisha. Who are you? And my mother used to pop me.
Stop being,
stop talking to everybody.
Yeah.
So this isn't something
so it's so funny when you first ask something that people don't know. I am a girl outwardly, but I'm a homebody in general. I'm not the friendly one.
Mhm.
My sister is the friendly one.
Yep.
We were just talking about that today. Like
that.
when we're outside, like she can spark up a conversation with anybody and anywhere.
Yep.
Me, as soon as I see her take the bait, I'm to the corner drinking my drink and trying to pretend like nobody can see me. Like that's literally who I am.
And a lot of
it's
people are like
funny.
that. But don't you think that's also sometimes therefore people could perceive that you're the mean girl and you're really not?
So in general, I'm not a mean girl, but I think that if you were to pit both of us together, it would definitely be I'm the mean girl. And
Yes,
she's
because
the
they
friendly
think
one.
my sister's the mean one.
Do they? And
Because she's
nice
the quiet one.
Oh, my
She's
sister's
the
not
quiet. I
one.
won't necessarily say she's mean, but she
Mhm.
is more observant and a little bit more leery of folks
Oh.
than me. I'm like, oh, everybody's good.
Mhm.
I assume everybody's good first, and then I find out later that
That we weren't good.
They weren't what I thought they were. Right? That's me.
Yeah.
So
And you can't be, I feel like that term does get often convoluted too, because you're not supposed to be, just to a fault, a girl's girl to a fault, where you are a kumbaya with everybody. Sometimes we women have intuition, and sometimes it's that. Sometimes it just, that chemistry, that aura is just not aligning off the bat. And sometimes you just have to, at a respectful distance, hi, how you doing? And keep it going. I think that sometimes there's a lot of pressure on being a girl's girl
yes,
when you don't necessarily have to all the time.
right, and maybe even reframing that to be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a difference of being overly friendly.
Yeah.
But being kind would just be, I'm not going to stick my foot out and trip you.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do something just because I don't know you. I'm going to be a kind person.
And a professional.
And professional. I think kind and professional doesn't mean that I'm going to walk in the room and shake everybody's hand.
Mhm.
But if you say hello to me, I'm going to say hello to you. And I'm open to having a conversation with you. So, all right. So we covered. We both are girls. We believe in collaboration.
Yes, we do.
However, that's not always what we get back. And I've even seen you like post about some of the people in commentary, and there's times as one of your social media friends, I'm sitting there and I'm cringing and I'm like, should I call her and see if she's okay? Because we vent online,
Yeah.
and we say things online, but I never know if people are crashing out or they just say it's just an FYI.
So that's a good question, because I do often crash out. I crash out with my friends and family or on the phone after I go through a situation. It's so funny because this weekend, 2 things could have made me crash out, and I decided that I wasn't, because I wasn't that interested in them. One of them was a reaction to another podcast that I did that went a little bit left for a while. And yesterday I got a reaction from someone that heard it. And, instead of cussing them out, I was like, slide your way back out of my inbox. And then I blocked them. And I felt good about it. Because I was like, I'm not going back and forth. And then even just today, I was talking about some civic engagement situation. And a lady that I very much respect and admire, she wrote a comment that I took as very, very disrespectful. And I had to check her on it. And then at the same time, somebody else slid into my email and just really kind of gave me a lot of words of encouragement and was just like, I saw that wasn't right. And I hope you understand that the rest of us do not see that. Right. And I felt validated. I felt seen. But that's what often happens when you have a bigger voice, or if you're very outspoken. People often will take what you say and make it be what they want you to say. Not what you said, but what they wanted it to say. And that I can't respect.
Yes.
I don't
So
respect.
active listening online is interesting because there is so many platforms right now that people are crashing out in the comments. I read the comments. Some of it is on target. Some of it is completely to the left.
Yeah.
So as media, women in media,
yeah.
I have this philosophy that every argument that you're invited to, that you don't have to come and have a rebuttal or a comeback or a clap back, right? However, we have like a responsibility, this pressure that when certain things happen in these forums that we're supposed to say something.
Yeah.
And I'm always on the fence of like, is this a conversation that I want to make a comment on? Or is this something that I just go ahead and just stay out of? If I don't say anything, is it going to look like I'm disinterested in what's going on in these political forums? That I'm not interested in what's going on in pop culture. So I have to pick and choose. So how do you navigate which ones of these conversations that you're going to entertain and which ones you're going to just be like, yeah, I'm not entertaining that one today.
I mean, it's so crazy because all of these questions are so proximate to what's been going on in the world. Like I often, sit back for a while and wait for something to develop before I decide to say something about it. I like to call myself rounding up the conversation based on what I've seen. So I've often gone
the
online,
journalist in her.
Yeah, after watching everybody debate and everybody whatever, I come up with a conclusion. So in conclusion, what you guys are saying and all of the different points of what people are saying, and that sometimes pisses people off, sometimes it gives people a giggle, but picking and choosing what battles I'm going to join into, I often don't even know it's a battle when I decide to talk about it, and
Really?
then it becomes a battle. I swear. And people be like, you must have known that sometimes I really just be in the car or on the toilet or something. I'd be like, that's very interesting. Send. And I'll look at it like 4 hours later and be like, first of all, that's not English. And that I wrote, I'm not sure how people deciphered what I said. And third of all, wow, I didn't know that this was going to take off like that.
I can understand that. But there are certain ones. Like recently I reposted a comment that Nia Long made about dating. And she said this new age dating, she didn't understand it. And that if you can't respond to her in a whole day, 24 hours goes by, she's just not talking to you anymore.
Absolutely.
And there was a man who said he got that. He's like, listen, women over 50 or 30, just an older, mature woman has a lot going on. And if she's making time to respond and talk and engage with you, you should reciprocate the energy if you like her. So I have, stuck my neck out to say that these men don't be liking us. Right?
They don't be liking us.
You don't really like me that much, right?
No.
And so somebody got in my comments and was like, grow up, because my world doesn't rotate around you. And I had to decide whether or not I was going to just let it ride, let the people on my respond to him. And I responded and I said, I think you missed the whole point here. I'm saying that I think this is from dysfunctional patterns. Like it's fear-based, it's a fear of rejection, it's all these things, it's cat and mouse and all these power dynamics. If I like you, I'm going to talk to you.
Yes.
If you like me,
really
I would
simple.
expect you to talk to me. Why do we have to make dating so difficult? Unless you are on some narcissistic BS or you don't really like me.
That's it. Narcissistic BS, or you really don't like me. That's something that I have had a problem with my whole life. Do not let the day go by without you being able to communicate.
And that's if you're trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
If you got my number and we're trying to get to know each other.
That's it.
For me to be like, oh, I'm not texting you because you didn't I'm going to let you text me first. Like part of the problem is I'm so authentically friendly.
Yeah.
That when I like a guy, I like you. So
Good
I'm like,
morning.
hey, how are you?
Yeah.
How's your day?
Yeah.
I'm just,
what you eat?
I'm just all in. So it takes me to this whole idea, and I have it up here. What happens when the woman who built the platform is still healing behind the microphone? And I know you've made some comments that definitely about just navigating motherhood, navigating being an entrepreneur. Like we show up every day running these businesses, but we be going through our own quiet crash outs behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? How are you taking care of your mental health and still showing up as this brand daily? Because you show up daily.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know. It becomes an emotional answer because I actually don't want to. Like, I don't want to show up. I don't want to keep moving. I don't want to keep acting like everything is okay. I enjoy the fact that I'll get things done, but I'm going to complain about it the whole way because I don't want anybody to ever feel like this journey is fun. It's not.
I'm so glad you said that, because one time, right, I was like, I envied you because I was like, you just were crashing out. You were complaining. You were saying how awful it was. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I so feel hurt.
And I think, and that response is what I get from a lot of people, like, oh, maybe you shouldn't tell. I call myself transparent to a fault, because I don't want, I have a lot of younger people that I know look up to me because they tell me. And I know that they're looking for some type of leadership, even in, okay, today I want to give up. But if she can do all of this, then maybe I got another email in me, or maybe I got another content piece I got to make. It is extremely hard to maintain the facade that you are doing good and everything is working out, when behind the scenes, everything is not good and everything is not working out. Like, for the last 6 months, I've been going through absolute hell, like absolute hell on earth. And I've gotten my car repoed. I have like, creditors call me daily like they're my best friend. You know, the banks are after me. The landlord is after me. The credit cards is calling. Like, to the point where I already don't like my phone to pick up the phone. Now I just don't pick it up because I know it's some negativity on the other end. And until I can figure out the situation, I really just kind of have to keep on moving. I don't really have a choice, because there's a lot of things that are in place to fix those things, but they take a long time. I don't know when it's going to happen. It might not happen, but Coach La, I am tired and I'm over it.
Listen, so
like, over it.
I'm so glad you bring this up, because there's a young, another, I don't know now with everything with Cheyenne Bryant, like,
yeah,
people, they misrepresent. So her marketing, she'll be like a therapist's view on this, but then if you go to her actual website, she'll say she's not a therapist. Anyways, clever.
I mean,
but the things they talk about, because I am a licensed therapist, I can relate to, and I know it's still grounded in a lot of psychological principles, and it's grounded in a lot of modalities that I do use in therapy. Yeah. So let's just say that. So, like cognitive behavior therapy, I can see it a mile away. Your thoughts influence your mood, which influences your behavior. Like, that is a framework from CBT. Anyway, I say that you being vulnerable and talking about things not going well, but you also still show yourself showing up and still getting it done. So there is this balance that you're like, I hate this, but you still do it anyway.
It feels like a job,
right? It is.
It is. Well, yes, it is a job.
It's a passion project.
Yeah.
And I remember once wanting to be the first person to start a radio station, because I have a long history in radio too. And I thought about how difficult it was. So when I seen you do it, I was like, yes. But you should have said, girl, no. But I know that it's not an easy feat to keep this thing afloat, right? You got to keep being innovative. You got to keep doing all of the things. You know, recently I just got all of my taxes done. I was like 3 years in it. From bookkeepers, I switched three different bookkeepers. My QuickBooks was a hot mess. My books was a hot mess. So I couldn't do my taxes. Anyway, I only feel comfortable talking about it now because it's all done. It's submitted.
I fixed it.
It's submitted, right? So these are the things behind the scenes that people don't know that we are navigating, you know, marketing ourselves, dealing with staff, getting sick, being tired, not wanting to show up. And I value and I appreciate that you don't glamorize it.
Yeah.
Right. Although personally, like I just don't like everybody in my business.
And that's such like a thin line, because
Right.
I often feel like, damn, I don't want people to know this about me. But then when I'm being asked the question, it feels more uncomfortable to lie about it than it does to just say the truth. I know that when I tell people that that stuff ain't cute and that it's not pretty on this side, or I let them in a little bit more and let them know exactly what I'm dealing with, I think it puts a different perspective over what you're actually doing. It helps them to organically respect what you're doing, instead of seeing like, oh, she gets a grant, she got a citation, blah blah blah, this and that. That's all good and all, but do you know that at night I just sit there and stare off into the noonday like, why is this happening? So it is, thank you for admiring that. And I do appreciate the encouragement that I get from people when they hear the transparency and they hear,
and I pray
the
for
truth.
you.
Yeah.
To
Thank
be honest,
you, please.
I pray
Yes.
for you, and I also say that's brave. There's been moments I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
I wonder if I were to do that, what would that change, the support, because I think then I'm like, some people want to know we're having a hard time. So I don't want to
Yeah.
give them the pleasure to know I'm having a hard time. Because I
It's
just feel like there's some people out there that just like, I know she's not happy all the time.
Yeah.
But
it works when they see, like you said, no matter if you see me crash out online or if I'm going back and forth, most likely I'm going back and forth while I'm sitting in my office and I'm getting stuff done, or I'm writing a grant, or I might have just won a grant. So I could be going through stuff online and in the background it's the complete opposite, and vice versa. So, like, haters are always going to be there watching. I think that even when you're going through stuff, if you keep on succeeding, there's no comeback from that. Like, damn, she going through all that and she's still doing that. Like, that's what I want. Even if you want to talk trash, make sure that you be all like, damn, and she's still doing that. Like, that's how I want the dynamic to be, because we can't get away from those people.
No, and I
Yeah.
think they're gonna be there regardless. And
They're gonna be your biggest fans and supporters.
And my sister said something recently, and she made a post too about all the things. Like when you're sitting here talking about repo, I have had a car repoed and got it back though within like 24 hours, but it still happened.
It still happened.
It still happened. I've had pre-foreclosures. Like I've now been a homeowner since I was 26 years old.
Wow. Yeah.
So through those years, every year has not been easy.
Mhm.
I'm a straight all 100% single parent, and not so some people say they're single parents, but they got a co-parent that be doing stuff,
doing some stuff,
doing something.
Yeah, but
I ain't got none of that, y'all.
None of that.
There's no co-parent doing anything. So I am 100% a single parent, other than my family and my support
a single
systems.
Parent, a radio host, a therapist,
Yes, all that,
a
like
regular host,
all that,
got
all
a
that.
social
So
life. Yeah, you busy.
all that. So season 9 has all been about milestones, because I turned 50 this year. And we're turning 50. Yes, July 10th. My party's on July 11th. You guys make sure y'all get
there.
You get their tickets. And it's also a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser. I just put the flyer up on the screen so y'all can see it. And you get the tickets on Eventbrite. And I now have physical tickets for you to get. But this year, I've been changing this whole idea from a midlife crisis to midlife clarity.
Okay.
And the
I like
whole
that.
thing of why I love talking to people like you is that I think we shift the narrative every time we open our mouth about
100%.
what a Black woman is supposed to say, not supposed to say, what entrepreneurship looks like, what a woman in media looks like. And I love that you embrace the controversy. You don't run from it.
Oh yeah.
You lean into it. Maybe sometimes a little bit too
my
much.
God,
Because sometimes I'm like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, she's just ready. Today she got time.
Oh, today I had time. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, the violence button is there. Like, who want it?
Yeah, I can tell. I'm like, she about to let it out on y'all. Y'all didn't hear her last post that she was going through it. So she's ready today. She's ready for you today. So y'all caught her on a good day. She got time. She got time. But there comes a moment, right, when who you used to be no longer fits who you're becoming. And I've watched you shift too. I've watched you grow. I think since you moved to your new location, you don't crash out as much as
No,
you
not
used
as
to when
much.
you were in this
No.
building. So I know that things have gotten better. I remember you was like, oh, I'm like one step away from not having everything, and then you got a grant, you know.
Yeah.
And I think while we're waiting, it can be hard to sit in that place of waiting.
It is, and your emotions really do surface around those times. So crash out times are usually when things are really bad, because I don't have a lot of patience for the bull crap. And oftentimes, like, there's so many things that, like, people have come up to me in the last couple of weeks and was like, finally, you actually let all of it out. And that was like, oh my God. You were waiting for that. They were like, I watch how a lot of things are said about you and how people come for you. And I always wonder why you don't go harder sometimes. And that's how I feel. Like, sometimes I really got to pull back. I don't think I have actually cussed anybody out the way that they deserve to be cussed out. So the things that people
Let me
end
give
up
you the
seeing,
cuss out you deserve.
yeah, the things that people are seeing are me trying to keep it cute while letting you know that I'm not the one. But you know, like, I'm very emotional and I'm very, very, very sensitive. So a lot of times when I let things slide, it eats me up inside. Like, it eats me up because I'm very territorial over my reputation, over my brand, and over who I am as a person. And I don't want people to put their feelings about me on me and carry that narrative elsewhere. If anybody's going to talk about me, it's going to be me first. So if you're going to
Own
say
your
something to me,
narrative.
then and I find it or I get to it, I'm going to let you know that that's not how it is. I'm not going to leave that alone because I'm tired of leaving things alone.
Which brings me to what this show is all about, right? As a community, as a licensed therapist, often Black people traditionally do not seek therapy, right? And so this is, over the years, I think COVID really kind of branched this or opened it up for people to feel more comfortable talking about mental health, I think, more than we did before.
Yeah.
So I would like to know, Ms. HotSauce, what does therapy mean to you and how does it play a role in your life, if at all?
So I have had a therapist for off and on for about 5 years. And I've had several in between the consistent one that I have. Usually, like, we'll break apart for like a year or something like that while I'm using the tools that I've learned in therapy and stuff like that. But then there comes a time when things get too much and I'd be like, hey, we got to pick back up the sessions. We got to session up because things are getting crazy. And I've had therapy sessions where I have just sat there and cried and vented. And then after that, because we ran out of time, she would just be like, we're going to do some breathing so that you can learn how to deal with things. I am very, very adamant that people should seek professional help when they are having a hard time dealing with things on their own. And I'm talking about not reading a self-help book and stuff like that. I'm talking about seeking a therapist who has been licensed in the industry to sit there and help you work through things. And if it perturbs me while people believe that they can do it by themselves sometimes, especially when they're having daily crash outs, if they're depressed, if they have anxiety, if they are just really just having the blues and cannot figure things out. Why wouldn't you use your insurance that you are paying for all the time to seek professional help? Right. If a bone is broken on your body, if you have a cold, if anything is wrong, you'll go first to the doctor and be like, doctor, what's wrong with me? But when it comes to your mental health and how you're dealing with things, people all of a sudden feel like they can just figure it out themselves. And I don't believe in that. And I think people need to understand that therapy is not for crazy people. It's a literal tool to help you figure out how to get over something. Listen, or how to get through something.
Clock that T. Because there comes a moment when success no longer feels loud, it just feels heavy. And I think you just hit
It's
that.
heavy. It's
right?
very heavy.
When everybody knows your brand, but fewer people know your burden.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said I admire you, because there is a balance. Because when you're winning, you also let us know about that.
Oh yes, hell
Right?
yeah.
So talking about this and bringing it to a larger platform, because again, I think we do need each other. We need that sisterhood. But
Yeah.
sometimes I come across a lot of women that I don't like women. Women are catty. We're this, we're that. Well, I want y'all to know men are messy and can
Oh
be,
my God, they are the worst.
they can be that way too. But the pressure, the pivots, and the loneliness, like, because sometimes this journey of entrepreneurship feels so lonely.
It does.
And like no one understands. So like I told you, from afar, I'm sitting there going, oh, I feel her. I understand. I understand. So I can just like it and send hearts and
Yeah,
send love, because I
get it.
don't necessarily, as a licensed therapist, I have to be mindful, which is hard.
Yeah.
I think even doing this show, I had to keep contemplating, like, how much do I want people to know? You know,
Yeah.
you know, like,
How did you-
self-disclosure is real.
How did you decide that? Let me turn the question back
Yeah.
on you. Like, how do you decide as a therapist and as a media personality and as a community leader? Like, how do you decide for yourself what you're going to take on and not take on?
So I do what you just said. I take a deep breath. So if I feel really, really triggered by it, or it brings up a lot of stuff from my past or something I'm currently going through, I pause, because I realize that I could be doing transference, right, of what it is, even though I know in therapy. So it's like, if I was in session with you and you're sharing with me,
Yeah.
you could tell me stuff that could bring up stuff that I've been through or something, and I would still not start sharing with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been through that too. And now you coming to me for help, you feel like you got to help me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're like,
true.
can I tell my therapist this? She started telling me, you know what? The guy I'm dating did me wrong too. And So
Now it's your therapy session.
right. So one, I'm trained.
Yeah.
So I know that I go journal, I go to my circle of support system to talk about it, but I wouldn't talk about it with you. I also think people use social media like a diary or journal.
Yeah.
And I have a journal, so I don't really bring all of my emotions there, but
Yeah.
I have other places to process. So I think that's how I think about it. It's like, is this going to help the general public if I share this, or am I going to stir the pot and make this more messy or make this more drama? Because I really do want to be an antibiotic. I really want to be in my community a person that's helping the conversation move forward and not just adding to the griping, because I know it exists.
Yeah.
So I always try to think about, okay, if I gripe, how can I also add a positive? And if I can't do that yet, I pause and just ponder it. Like this dating conversation, I knew it was going to stir the pot when I said that, you know, I agreed that if you don't want to talk to me, that I consider that you don't like me. I knew that was going to make some people go, well, I don't agree with that. I could be busy. But if you read my whole post, it said if there was a legitimate reason, I would expect that you would eventually say something.
A lot of people can read. A lot of people can't comprehend.
Right? Like, if you like me, and I know this because I've had guys like me, eventually they're going to say, I'm really sorry I didn't, you know, get back to you today because this or that happened.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it's the next day. Now, I don't really block everybody, but I recently had a situation that I had to block somebody.
Really?
He called me out my name and everything.
I had one of those too.
Because I told him I was single. He was asking me if men were hitting on me. I was out. He wanted to see what I looked like. I sent him a picture of how I was dressed. He said I looked good. He got very, you know, flirtatious and sexualized text messages came through, y'all. The sexting happened. He went from that to, are people hollering at you? For AKA for all y'all that don't know Ebonics, are men talking to me? Are they approaching me? Are they asking me for my number? So I'm like, sure, I'm a beautiful woman. People are talking to me. But when he asked me, was I giving my number out? I said to him, I'm single. And he went all the way to the left. All the way to the left. He
Just
called,
like that.
He called me a B. He said, you want to be smart mouth like that? Then we can,
Wow.
I got it. I got the text messages to prove it.
That's very crazy, and that's also very that's very crazy.
Oh, yes. And as a
That's very
therapist,
crazy.
I watched him crash out for about 5 minutes. He went off on text message and then went back to he likes flirtatious bees.
Oh.
And all I had to do was just tell the truth
Oh.
if I was giving out my number. And then he went to answer my text messages. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, so that is crazy.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yes.
That's
so it's really challenging.
there's
and
vomit in the dating pool.
It's very challenging to be a therapist and date because you do notice the BS a little quicker.
Absolutely.
And my tolerance for it is 0.
Oh my gosh, that must be
And
such a tough
you know what I
position.
said to him? I said, "Wow, you have a good night." And so he came back. Wow is right. If you didn't have such a smart,
effing mouth.
this would have never happened, and I would have never said this to you.
People are crazy.
I was looking at my phone, and I was next to one of my girlfriends, and I'm showing her, and I was like, I can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
This is my real life. This is really how he's acting.
I had pretty much a similar situation. At the end of the whole situation, he had asked me for half the money back from the date that we had went on.
Wow.
After calling me evil and everything, because I did not fall in love with him in a week the way that he fell in love with me.
Yes.
And I said, oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm off this.
Right.
I'm all set with this because this is crazy. And he had to get blocked, and then he ended up texting me from a different number to cuss me out some more. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this.
Yes. Which, you know,
I
and
cannot.
I think it makes it challenging us being out there, because for all I know, he's listening to this podcast right now.
Yeah, right?
He's listening to this radio show right now, and that he's following me on other platforms, although he's gotten blocked. So we have to be careful. I know you had a situation with somebody we won't name. We're not going to give him a lot of energy, but us being outspoken sometimes leads to people wanting to come and address us directly and face to face as women. So sometimes it's not safe.
Sometimes it's not safe at all. And
my brother just told me recently I might need to get security. And I'm like, geez.
This is the reason why I host Brunch and Burners. It is a female self-protection. I believe that in this day and age, women need to carry, especially if you are in the public eye, if you are dating, if you are, often by yourself and doing stuff like that. You do have to protect yourself in a way. If I don't have something on me, I have pepper spray, or I have a box cutter or something like that. It's super important that we have situational awareness and understand that there are evil people out there in this world, and they be knowing because we're pretty public. And I don't ever want to get caught up in a situation where I'm caught up in a situation. So I just make sure that if I'm protecting myself, then that's another way that I'm going to resource my community and have fun events where we learn how to do that.
That's true. I got my license to carry a couple years back, and it brings me to that question about when you outgrow the version of you that pain built, because I also dealt with domestic violence. So I have a hypervigilance to men that go from 0 to 100 real quick, and that are controlling.
Scary,
I'm not, that is a non-negotiable for me. You can't call me out my name and start yelling and screaming
absolutely.
At me. I don't have, some people will be like, oh, well, he was upset. I'm not that girl.
I don't care if he's upset. He needs to control himself.
Some women can do it, but I feel like that version of me that pain built has allowed me to be the therapist that I am now, because I wasn't a therapist when I was going through all that. Just FYI, everybody, that was years ago. But it also allowed me to understand how easy it is for a very successful woman to find herself in something scary like that. And people like, how did that happen to you? Good question. I said the same thing.
Because you don't want you don't want to expose the fact that you, of all people, have fell into this. So sometimes it kind of keeps you in a little trap of your own. And that's
I think I was shocked. I think it was more so, it was shocking. And I think I ignored red flags. So this version of me doesn't ignore red flags.
No.
I will
Sometimes
say,
I like the color red though. Coach.
I don't. I give people, I'll give you a caution. Like I'll do a yellow light, but if you're a whole red flag, I don't ignore that. Now, yellow, I'm still going.
We got some work to do, but
I'm gonna keep it moving. If it's a yellow. So I want to talk about your bet on self moments. I know you probably see they now calling me the bet on self coach, the bet on self queen, and past, present, future. These are those times when you go, you know what? If not now,
when?
Then when? If not me, then who?
Yeah.
Who's gonna do it? So bet on self moments, past, present, or future. What's next?
So bet on self. What I'm doing right now. We just crossed 6 years at SparkFM, and maybe 2 weeks before our anniversary, I found out that the building that we are currently in is going for sale. Yikes. And like I said, money ain't right now. Things is hard. We've been struggling, but I found myself putting in a bid for the building.
Of course,
like
you did.
Things like that. Bet on self, because I know that before I started this, that was one of the things that I always wanted to accomplish in my life. I wanted to own commercial real estate. I never was one of those girls who wanted to own a house. I wanted a building and I wanted a boat. Those are what I want. Okay. A building and a boat. Because I figured I can just live on the boat, and when people piss me off, I can get on the boat and go away. Still working on the boat, but the opportunity for the building on sale came up, and without thinking about it, I said, I think I might have used you in it, like bet on self. Like if I can't figure out how to do this, which is one of the goals that I have, the opportunity has arisen for me to be able to be in this position to do it. I know that it is cheaper to own the building than to keep paying the rent that I'm paying. So in that situation, I said, if we're going to be here and if we're gonna have this opportunity, we have got to just do it. And I have to bet on self, and I have to make sure that I at least give this a good, honest try to own this building. So we launched a fundraiser. I started talking to resources. I started calling in favors and meeting with different people and entities and stuff. And this whole process has been mind-blowing, because in my head, I'm like,
did I just do that?
What did I do? What is it that I just did?
Did I just make a bid on this building with the creditors calling me and everything else happening?
The audacity.
The
audacity. And sometimes that's what I literally say to myself. I say, Danielle, you have the audacity of a mediocre white man to just be able to just be like,
not
hey,
a mediocre white man.
Here's an opportunity. Let's just deep dive right into it. No rhyme, no reason, no strategy. It's just like the opportunity is there. We're gonna kick in the door, waving the 4-4, and hope that it all works out.
But they say that entrepreneurs is actually, you got to be a little bit insane.
You gotta be a complete nut job in order to do this. And I feel like that every day. I'm like, yo, I'm a little bit tapped, because this ain't the right time. But if it's supposed to be, it's going to be. God only helps those who help themselves. Faith as a mustard seed. Bet on self. All of those things, if you're not going to at least try to do it and say you failed at it, it didn't work out. But listen, if there's a way to get it done, I'm going to get it done. I don't know why.
Kicking and screaming, crying, complaining.
Dragging that down the street.
I call it adult temper tantrums. Yeah. But don't you think too, I mean, this is going to go a little bit, digress, but we did that as kids. I know we're supposed to grow up and not do them anymore, but I think crash out really are adult temper tantrums. That is just us wanting to cry and roll around on the floor and kick and scream and get it out. And I suggest rage rooms for all of those that need to do a crash out. Go to the rage room and break some stuff up.
Yeah.
Did you know that according to the American Psychological Association, 45% of women ages 40 through 55 experience a life reevaluation phase connected to identity, career, and purpose. So I feel like a lot of what they
In that
see
age,
us
yeah.
doing, we're doing it publicly.
Yeah.
Right? You see the dating woes, you see our parenting woes, you see the entrepreneurship roles.
Mhm.
That's what I think one of the, I guess, results or I don't know, consequences of being in the public eye is that people get to witness it all.
Mhm.
And I think there's the piece of, I'm like, I don't know if I want you to see everything. I want
Yeah.
something still for myself because y'all,
Yeah.
I post every day anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's, I think that for the most part, even people that do have a pretty active social media life,
Mhm.
and you often think like, oh my God, they're exposing so much. Like, that's the ish that I want you to see. Like, behind the scenes, there's so many other things that are going on that I would never let people know. I'll probably take it to the grave. But you know, like, I feel like even when you are outward facing, if you're smart, you still hold a lot of things sacred, a lot of things that are off limit, off topic, a lot of things that, you know, you just have to keep to yourself. And I think that that's a good misconception too, that people that are always on social media are always telling all their lives. But let me tell you, if I told y'all everything that was going on, it would be like, oh honey, you should just admit yourself into a crazy house, because that's crazy. All of that's going on right now at the same time is crazy. And that's how my therapist looks at me sometimes, like, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot.
I'm so
and I'm like,
tired of
I'm
that.
trying to
Yeah.
not do a lot. I really am.
No, you're not.
I
Stop it.
am.
You're telling yourself a tale.
Let me tell you, the amount of times that I have said no to things, or like my staff is starting to realize, like somebody was like, HotSauce, can we? I don't know. Can we?
Yeah.
You answer it. You've been here for 6 years too. You let me know. I am not doing it. So I say I have started saying no to a lot of things. So when people still tell me I'm doing too much, I'd be like, so what the hell was I doing before? How was I doing it?
Because on average,
I was young.
No, on average, we are doing more than the average person.
Yeah.
So even when we scale back, it's still a lot.
Seems like a lot.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It
Oh.
is. It is.
Yeah.
When we decide to run a business, it's a lot.
It's a lot because it's so many moving parts.
It's everything. You're everything.
Yeah.
And if you're the head honcho, you're the CEO, you're the top of the food chain, that means everybody moves when you say move. You
Yeah.
get to decide the direction. That's a lot.
It's
That's
so
why
funny.
everybody doesn't do it.
It's
And I think we have to be crazy to say we're not doing a lot so that we can do it.
Yeah.
Because if we really took in everything that we really do, we wouldn't want to do it.
Wouldn't want to do it at all. No, that's just so funny that you say that, because that's like how I feel most of the time. Like, I don't want to do things. And I know that when I go home, simple questions like, what do you want to eat for dinner? I'm like, and first of all, I'm a girl, so I really don't know what I want to eat for dinner most of the time, because I want to eat 4 different things and I can't figure it out. And I think that's what girls' problem is, but I digress.
Yes.
At home, I would just be like, oh, like, what do you want? I don't want to make any more decisions. I've already made all the decisions for the day. The least somebody can do is figure out what we're going to eat.
And I think that's the soft life. I know
Yes.
I'm going to have to go. And we got 2 minutes
Yes,
before the
absolutely.
top of the hour. But that's the soft life piece of it all. And I think in what I would desire in a mate is, I sent you lunch. I know you like pizza.
Yeah.
And I know you like matcha, and I sent it to you.
Yes.
What am I? I'm not even the one to be like, why did you send me pizza? You should have asked me what I wanted. I'm going to be like, you did?
Thank you.
Somebody
Simple
loves
things
me.
like that. You know?
Oh, you love me.
Oh,
Thank you.
That's the type of
That's
soft-
probably why I end up with some guys, because the ones that do that usually are not the ones I should be with. But they're
Boy, I
so
tell
thoughtful
you.
in the beginning,
In the beginning.
and they lock me in, and then I'm like, ugh,
hate them.
I didn't see this coming because you were so thoughtful.
Now it's 6 months later.
Right, like old
stand
boy
you,
that I
no
had to
matter
block
what,
was
get
like,
rid
oh, I can bring you coffee and I can send you lunch and all of this. And look at him, he was a crash out.
be like, damn it, look at
Total
you,
crash
messed
out.
it up.
Yes, and I am a therapist calling people a crash out. Judge me later, it's okay, it's all right. I love all of my retired crash outs. I got a top of the hour that I got to do, and then I'm gonna wrap it up because we got to do Coach's Corner, and then It'll be another virtual couch that is concluded.
And I'm so excited that we got this done.
Yes, because the Instagram, shout out to Coach Chris. Thank you for being on here.
Hi, Coach Chris.
Dope conversation. Hey, Rose Love Flo. Thank you for tuning in. Black Light Crystal's on here too. Here we go.
We are the Urban Heat. Expect the unexpected. Unorthodox radio from Boston and beyond. Heat.a1fm.com and iHeartStation.
Shout out to Mark Harris. Rest in peace, my love. Miss you dearly. But I'm glad I get to hear your voice every week. You still are here with me.
And condolences to all of you guys here at the Urban
It's
Heat
been so
both
Talise
and Mark. Yeah, so that's been a tough year for you guys.
Very tough. And it came boom, boom, boom.
Back to back, yep.
We just got into the year and it was already like that.
Yeah.
So many high achieving women experience identity fatigue, where their public role becomes disconnected from their emotional reality. And I think that's what me and Miss HotSauce have been talking about, is that we keep moving and shaking, but often the emotions that we have with it, we either have to compartmentalize it, repress it, deflect it, not deal with it for the moment. And that's why I admire her, because she'll be like, listen, today's a hard day. I can't do it right now. Everybody leave me alone.
I'm done here.
And I'm like, yes, somebody, so Coach's Corner. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
We are going to go to Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner.
I should have you record that for me. Did it even come up there? Replay. Oh, okay. It didn't even play. Oh, mess my Coach's Corner up. I don't know what went on, y'all. It used to have a whole timing thing, and StreamYard's like, we don't like you.
This is technical difficulties.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Coach's Corner. Isn't that so cute? Anyway, so this is the part of the show where we just talk about what we want people to take away from it. There's a lot of retired crash outs that I'm sure listen to my show. There's a lot of people that are sitting out here trying to figure out how to start a business, if they should start a business. And they're scared, right? Like what we're talking about is real. So people be like, man, it's too much. It's too hard. I'm not even going to try. They will think about all the things we think about after we're already in it. They think about it up front.
Yep.
And it doesn't even make them want to move forward. So what takeaways do we want them to take, especially our Black women who are navigating so much? But I don't want to leave the fellas out because I know they are too. But sometimes it feels like we're negotiating our success for the soft life. Like, because we want to do all of this, there's some guys like, yeah, I don't want to do all of that.
I'm not next for that.
You do too much. Being your man is a heavy lift.
It sure is, goddamn it.
And not just because of my size. So what do we want people to take away from this conversation? What's some nuggets you want to give them?
Entrepreneurship is very hard, and it can be done even through the hardness. And I think I'm still trying to figure this out, but one of the biggest complaints I have is, I know we're supposed to go through this journey or the marathon continues, but when does the marathon stop? Like, when do we reach the actual finish line? And, and that's something that I've had to reckon with now, is that every step or every point that you scale to is going to lead to a new set of challenges that you have to overcome. And these first years that you're going through everything are supposed to be the lessons that we learn to get through the rest of the challenges. And I can't tell you, and no one will ever be able to tell you when that is going to come to a conclusion, or when it's all going to be fine and dandy or when you're going to start having fun. All I can say is eventually you will get there. You just kind of have to keep on swimming. Like, that's all you can do.
And I well said. I think there's this concept about capacity.
Yeah.
And I think what we have to come to understand is that life is going to life. And every time you reach a goal, there's another version of yourself that needs to be developed to keep moving forward. And that can feel like a lot. And I think that's the hard part, right? Like, okay, well, when do I just arrive?
Mhm.
And I think you only arrive when you stop having big dreams, right?
Yeah.
When you stop dreaming and stop wanting more.
Visualizing.
And
yeah.
I just can't see you or I never wanting more or never wanting to
yeah.
try something else.
Like,
And
we got this.
we
Now let's
literally-
try this.
we literally, I think I've seen you do it. And I know I've done it. Put ourselves in some uncomfortable places because
Man,
that's where
listen.
growth happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as long as we keep wanting to grow, we're going to keep putting ourselves in uncomfortable positions.
unfortunately, and that
And-
sounds terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it could. But growth will ask you to release the version of you that kept you safe but small.
Mhm.
And I think we just want big,
Yeah.
you know, and I think that's the part that makes us go, oh, this is so much. It's so
Mhm.
exhausting. And then after we cry, we get up and we keep going.
And then we figure it out. And
And
then
we
we
figure it
smile.
out.
And then we start the process.
We
all
figure it
over
out.
again.
And for all those that want to date a woman that's ambitious,
Hello.
I think there's a lot of value to dating a woman that's ambitious. But there was this statement that was made that you can't be in relationship with somebody who's also trying to build their dream and goal. And I said to myself, I said,
Mm.
it kind of stung. But then I thought about the relationships that there's usually one ambitious person and the other one is a support partner.
Mhm. Or just different phases of their lives. Maybe you need to focus on one. And then as soon as you get that one over the hump, then you can, I feel like it can work simultaneously as well. But I don't know if it can happen at all. So let me not say what I feel like it can do because, child, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't be knowing.
I'm speaking from experience, and the things I have witnessed, I feel like the dynamics are typically, like you said, they're in different phases, or
Mhm.
one person is helping the other reach their dreams and
Yeah.
goals.
Absolutely.
And they're happy doing that. They don't feel a way about it. Yeah. So where's my helpmate?
Yeah, that helpmate.
Where's my helpmate? I'm a good helpmate.
Just be my homie, please. Just help me, please.
Oh, goodness. So, an affirmation for everybody listening. This chapter isn't about proving yourself anymore. It's about protecting your peace while honoring your purpose. If
Yeah.
you're still trying to figure out what your purpose is, think about the thing that you would do even if no one paid you. And I think sometimes that's the thing that people don't realize is that there's something that you do all the time, but you just maybe never thought you could make money at it. And then if you are doing a regular 9 to 5, don't beat yourself up for that. That's very noble.
Man, that you the winner right now,
you is
Mrs.
noble.
9 to 5.
Right.
You are doing
This is noble. I am not the entrepreneur that's telling people to quit their jobs and to become an entrepreneur. Truth be told,
keep your job.
We need people that are willing to work for us.
Yeah.
So if everybody wants to run a business, then who works?
Exactly.
Just think about it. If everybody wants to own a business, we won't have no workers. So it's okay to just want to have a job. I think it's honorable and there's nothing wrong with that. This idea that, you're building someone else's dreams and goals. Your dream and goal may be to go on vacation every 2 years and to have a nice house.
That's me.
It may not be that you want to have a business, so,
Somebody
and that's
should
okay.
tell me
Don't let entrepreneurship and these grifters and panders out here make you think that you're not living your best life when some of them are not even authentically being themselves.
Hello.
That's my takeaway for you today.
I love that.
Okay.
That's real.
That's the Coach's Corner for tonight. Miss Hot Sauce, thank you for coming and sitting in the hot seat.
I love it. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a joy, and I'm glad that it happened today because it was a good night.
Yeah.
Very good night.
I always admire you. Have some dope stuff that you say all the time. Now, tell the people, I know you come on every day. You come on at 11.
Yes, it coincides with this show, but
not at night.
Oh yes,
because I'm 11 o'clock at night.
No, with the morning show here. So we're on from 9 to 11, Saucy and Friends in the morning. And you can find us over at SparkFM online. And just follow me, Miss Hot Sauce, to you across across all social medias. And we got a fundraiser going on to buy the building. It's church fund. So if you're looking for some philanthropic businesses to contribute to. Thank you very much. And we are doing it not for necessarily the radio station, but for ownership in the community.
Right.
We
You want to
need-
own the whole building.
Yeah,
So
we
that-
want to make sure that no matter what, that building at least stays in the hands of a Black person,
Mhm.
and that we start owning things in Boston, because that's the only way we're going to have leverage and we're going to get things done here.
And I'm all for that. I've always wanted to be the woman that was buying up the block. So
Listen, I don't want the block. I just want one building in a boat.
Yeah. You know,
In a boat, Coach La.
technically, that is a block. That is a corner lot.
That is true. It's
So-
very true. Very true.
So thank you everybody for tuning in. Once again, shout out to all of the listeners, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys for being here, and we will see, well, I will see you guys next week.
I'll
right
be
here,
back.
right here, 10 p.m. Urban Heat. Boston has Black radio, and y'all already know what to do. Download that iHeartRadio app and make sure you keep it locked on that Urban Heat 98.1 FM. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Good night. If you're going to Dita Weeta's party, I'll be there. See you in a little bit.
Happy birthday, Dita Wita.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.